This is the Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS show with John Impemba and James Grande.
What is going on, FA Nation? John Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS Playbook show. It is Thursday. We have just two games here on the DraftKings main slate. First one starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And then 10 p.m. with the Nuggets and the Warriors to close out today's two-game slate. So probably a little bit of a quicker show, but we do have two new teams that we haven't yet previewed with the Pacers and Nuggets kicking off their season. We saw the Thunder, obviously, on opening night have that big double overtime comeback against the Rockets. We saw the Warriors take care of business against the Lakers on opening night here as well. Grande, you got the playbook out for today. How are we feeling about things, man?
Wouldn't be the NBA without one team ruling 5 rotation players out. So, we're in mid-season form. It's been a good start to the year.
Yep.
For a 2-game slate, I don't mind it, but that's just the basketball / DFS player inside me. Like, I just want there to always be games, whether it's 1, 2, or 15, right? So, it just should be a fun slate. Really good teams, matchup of the finals here with the OKC Thunder and Indiana Pacers, albeit whatever's left of those two teams. And then basically full health in Denver, Golden State. I'm excited to break them both down. Yeah. And also, I'm going to keep you here as long as humanly possible. So don't say quick show. It's going to be
a nice, brief, quick breakdown.
It's going to be painful for you because I know you have somewhere to be. So I'm going to make sure it's as long as possible.
We did just update the ownership over at Fantasy Alarm for tonight's slate. Again, 2 games. I know we talked about going position by position, but because of all of the injuries, I just want to at least highlight the Thunder first. I want to just talk about it.
What, that Chauncey's in our chat, or that
we had Malik Beasley in yesterday?
They're making their rounds.
So it makes sense that we have Chauncey in here today.
Well, we're going to see Ipe tomorrow. We're going to see Terry Rozier on Saturday or on Monday.
To be fair, Chauncey just playing poker, right?
Well, there's some actual reports it wasn't just poker.
All right. Well, I guess we'll find out. Find out what Chauncey's involved with or not involved with. Allegedly. It's all allegedly right now.
Yep.
Innocent to proven guilty. Alrighty. So Thunder, you mentioned they already ruled out a bunch of rotation players. Jalen Williams is out. Casey Wallace and Alex Caruso get ruled out after their injuries, I guess, that they suffered on Tuesday. Isaiah Joe already ruled out. We knew the bottom of the tier guys are out here. So talk to me, man. I mean, ownership-wise, it feels pretty easy to get to some of these guys. But if you're actually looking at ownership here tonight, that's where everybody's going as well. They're just paying up for the Thunder. So do you fade or ride the chalk on a 2-game slate like this?
It's hard to fade a team that has 4 rotation players out, right? Like, it's just hard. The problem is the Thunder aren't exactly the team that you can sit there and be like, I know the 9 guys are going to play.
Right.
Because they don't. They play 11, sometimes 12. This seems like a night that might happen. What I think is going to happen, starting lineups, SGA, Chet, Hartenstein, Dort, Wiggins. That would be my guess. My guess would be that would be the starting 5.
Sure.
Mitchell, J. Will are definitively in the rotation. And then it's just all about like what they do after that, right? I think the player that has the inside track to playing the most is Brooks Barnhizer, would be my guess, would be like the 8th guy in the rotation. He was the first he got first quarter minutes in their last game. He was the 2nd round pick this year. He had a really good preseason. He was almost a double-double guy in his final year at Northwestern in college. But that doesn't mean it's definitely going to be Barnhizer.
Right.
They have Ousmane Dieng, former first-round pick. They have Chris Youngblood, who we saw for like 1 second, basically, on opening night. So I think there is a chance that all 10 of those guys play. SGA is obviously as good as it's going to get. You can obviously get to Chet. He was awesome on opening night before he fouled out. And we expect that with J-Dub out. Hartenstein doesn't really have the Alex Caruso sub at half here. So you would think that Hartenstein is going to play full complement of minutes. We know he is not going to go out and give you 20, but he is a double-double threat, and he's also a very good passer, especially in the high post.
Mm-hmm. Do you think the Pacers matchup for Hartenstein is at all potentially difficult for him? If they, you mentioned Jay Huff stretches the floor, they could go a small ball Siakam lineup. Like, do you think Hartenstein is at risk of being removed for like a Jalen Williams?
No, because those two players aren't much different in like size, and Hartenstein is equally as athletic as Jalen Williams. So I don't think that would be, if anything, they would do the single big and play like more AJ Mitchell or Barnhizer or something like that, right? So, Dort is solid. He just needs to make shots. Aaron Wiggins is going to be probably the most popular play in the slate, just given he is a high usage player. Last year, without these four guys, I wrote it in the playbook, 24% usage rate, second highest on the team, 1 fantasy point per minute. It's almost 200 minutes worth of a sample. So Wiggins is kind of an easy plug at 4,200. We did see AJ Mitchell and SGA overlap for like 2 minutes in that opening game. He's obviously going to play more with SGA. We know he's going to be the backup point guard to begin with. And then just with the thought of like, all right, we're super shorthanded, no Cason Wallace. We need secondary ball handling on the court. That's what AJ Mitchell is going to provide. I am at least interested in, like, I don't think Jalen Williams gets any significant, like, any more run than he already got. Like, he played, I think, 13 minutes in the opening game. I don't think that changes because it's not Chet or Hartenstein out. But I do think one of Jang, Barnhizer, and Youngblood are a play. Guess the play, you win a prize. My ranking of them would be Barnhizer, Jang, Youngblood, but like not confidently. But I do think that Brooks Barnhizer is probably your safest.
From the Pacers side of this matchup here, again, are you worried, I guess, with Dort active on him defending Siakam for the majority of this game? I mean, I feel like he generally gets the best assignment. Siakam would be the best player, like we saw him chase around KD. A, are you then concerned about Siakam? And then B, does that put you more on a Nesmith, a Mathurin, a Nembhard, something like that?
I would probably just be okay with playing Siakam. But I get the concern. I mean, this is just going to be a guy that has the keys to the castle, right? Like, no Turner, he's gone. Obviously, no Halliburton and no TJ McConnell. Without those three players last year, it was a small sample, 1.3 fantasy points a minute for Siakam on DraftKings and FanDuel. Like, I would probably trust that data more than any singular individual matchup. I think my problem is just like, he's just in an awkward price range for me because of the spend ups on the slate. I'm good with getting to Siakam, and obviously I think Indiana is pretty good in terms of like roster construction, but like the two guys that are more popular than him are pretty cheap in Mathurin and Nembhard. So it's probably the direction I would go. But it's not an expensive team other than Siakam. It's not a highly owned team. at all. So yeah, Siakam's fine. If you want to get there, he's contrarian. And then I think Nembhard and Mathurin are
and I
super,
agree with
super
you.
solid.
And from like a perspective of like top plays or top players on individual teams, like Siakam's ownership is much lower than the other main players of each other team too. Probably for that similar reason. It's a lot easier to get to this mid group.
Yep.
How far down into this rotation do you go? I mean, obviously Nembhard, Mather, Neesmith, we know we're going to start, play minutes. Isaiah Jackson, Jay Huff, we're expecting to have some sort of share at the center position. We've always kind of been bullish on Obi Toppin when we think he's going to get extra run. And then you highlighted on the preview show, Shepard, Furphy might get some minutes here tonight as well. How deep in are we going here on Indiana?
Yeah, I mean, I would probably consider 6 or 7, maybe 8, because I also think Jarris Walker is in play. I mean, he's going to probably play some wing minutes. I mean, the Indiana, let's face it, they don't have any backup point guard. Like they don't have, they lost McConnell, they cut Campaign, Quentin Jackson's out, Cam Jones, one of their second round picks has got arrested the other day. So there's like a lot going on there. Like Furphy and Shepard are like last piece in type thing. I'd put them in the Barnheiser bucket. Like if you need a free play because you're playing SGA and Jokic together, you can. I think Jackson's a really good fantasy player. Just needs to stay on the floor. I don't love the price, but he started every preseason game this year. So I expect him to be the starter. I expect Jay Huff to essentially back him up. Could they do something weird and use a James Wiseman or Tony Bradley as well? They could. We've seen that one before, right? Like out of nowhere, Tony Bradley was suddenly like the backup center.
Walker?
So yep, already talked about Therese Walker. And then Obi Toppin, I think, is definitely good. The price is like not, like he should probably play 20 minutes. I mean, he basically played 20 plus minutes in every finals game. This isn't the same thing, but like it is a OKC team that he saw a lot of, and he played a lot of minutes. It's just kind of what Obi Toppin's role is. He has a very high ceiling, very low floor. But we should see an extended Obi Toppin this year. Him and Jackson just kind of fall in that weird territory for me, where I'd rather just play Jay Huff, I think, who could equal their minutes at $3,400. So probably like 8 guys are playable.
Recapping for Dez, we're good with Ajay Mitchell. Again, AJ Mitchell, they just don't have guys to play. And then Gabriel wanted to know Siakam and Murray or Jokic and Nembhard. I mean, you're just gonna play Jokic in that spot.
Yeah, it's the Jokic side
next game. Sure. Denver, Golden State. Jokic is 11.5, highest priced player on the slate. From an overall ownership perspective, 30% tonight. I mean, I mentioned maybe probably a little bit higher in single entries, but in large field, that's kind of where we currently have him sitting. You just play him. I mean, we talked about on the preview show. We should be a 13K play. This just might be small slate pricing where it's like if they made him 13, you probably couldn't fit much else. So they made him 11.5, but
it's so easy to get to. I don't understand why the ownership. It's like you said, it's not going to be this in single entry, but I just can't see a scenario where you're
not playing at least 50% Jokic in large field tournaments. Like,
dude, you're looking at the ownership and you're like, why wouldn't I want to play that? Not you don't get leverage on big slates with Jokic.
Go look at some of his prop lines for tonight too. His rebounds plus assists at 20.5. Like they're basically
they're projecting him
for triple double, which you get bonus points for on DraftKings. So he averaged 22.7 assists and rebounds last year. So like even then the number is a little bit lower. Anyways, yes. Lock in Jokic, don't need to expend much more time on him. The next pieces though are kind of interesting, right? You have Murray healthy, finally. We talked about him, 7K. They hot swapped Michael Porter Jr. for Cameron Johnson. Stretch guys playing on the wing. Porter Jr. obviously a little bit of a better rebounder, though we rarely saw it. Cam J with the injury issues, but good shooter. Aaron Gordon, healthy at times, had monster games last season. Also a guy that filled up the stat sheet at times. Christian Brown, a man they paid after having a career year, 40% three-point shooter. A really good starting lineup that they're going to put on the floor tonight against Golden State.
Yeah. Des, what are they going to arrest LeBron for? Being a good person?
No, you didn't see the Damon
writing
Jones
kids books?
giving away.
No, I did. I did
away
see
insider info,
yeah,
dude.
you sent that. Well, is that LeBron's fault?
He gave the info. Allegedly.
Did he?
It's in the indictments.
It
is.
It's in the indictments. Okay. Well, that's interesting. John Phillips coached a game last night, by the way. Just throwing that out there. Coached. Terry Rozier was cleared by the NBA, by the way. Played last year. Yeah, obviously the starting five is just very good. There are going to be really good and really bad games from all of them throughout the year, right? Like that's just kind of what it is when you play with Jokic. Like Christian Brown might have 8 back cuts in this game where he has 8 layups and he's 8 for 9 from the floor. And that in that game, Cam Johnson scores 6 actual points and hits like 2 threes. And Johnson hits 6 threes and you're like, oh, I needed Cam Johnson tonight. Aaron Gordon, I think this is a good Aaron Gordon spot. You know, they're going to go with the Kuminga starting lineup again, Golden State. So we're going to see Draymond guarding Jokic a lot in this game.
I was going to ask you about that. So they already ruled out Horford, obviously, for tomorrow's game. Do you think you see more minutes out of Horford than tonight or no?
No, Kerr said 20.
Okay.
He said 20 again. So
right, well,
he said he's going with the Kuminga lineup again, and Horford's playing 20 minutes. Now, does that could mean all 20 of them are when Jokic is on the floor? You know, like he does not. He plays half the first quarter, and then maybe even closes the first half. And it's all on Jokic. You know, that also might be dictated. I know he said 20. They could just like, do they play more TJ? Do they actually dust off TJD or do they play more Quentin Post today? Right. Like, I think there's other ways than playing just Al Horford, but I get your, I'm pretty sure it's like get Al Horford to the finish line this year because he's old. Right. It's like where I don't care that we're playing Jokic tonight. I want to play Jokic.
Yeah, in June.
In June. Yeah, with a chance to
with Al Horford then playing 35 minutes.
Yes, with the option at least, right? Like where he's not like he blew a knee out and like he's dead for the year now. So I'm pretty sure Horford's like going to play 20 and they'll use TJD or Quentin Post a little more if they have to. Because like game 1, Draymond had 5 fouls. He played the fewest minutes of all the starters because he was in foul trouble. So yeah, the Denver starting 5 as a whole just looks really good. Bruce Brown is probably the one guy off the bench that I would go to. Like I have no issues with any Denver guy. If you're like, I want to play a Denver Nugget today, I'd be like, okay, Aaron Gordon, Cam J, Christian Brown are all like relatively low owned. Bruce Brown, I think, is probably the guy that plays the most. It's still a Denver offense or a Denver team that's going to play their starters a boatload of minutes. Like whether their depth is better or not, they're still going to lean on their starters. We've just seen it even after Michael Malone got fired. Like we saw it. They just played their starters a lot. And does that have to do with not having a lot of depth? Sure. But I think like you could take darts on Bruce Brown. You could take darts on Peyton Watson. I think they're both fine.
Okay. Yeah. Nothing else really here, right? For Denver.
No, I mean, like Valanciunas is gonna play. I will probably like, you know, Isaiah. I said it to you the other day, or maybe it was on the show yesterday. Isaiah, it was the AJ Mitchell comment actually.
Yeah.
Isaiah Hartenstein said the worst time he ever had as a professional was playing in Denver, because he said no matter how well he played, he knew he was playing 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because Jokic was coming in the game, and like, unless they do actually play Valanciunas and Jokic alongside one another like they did in the preseason, that's what's going to be again. I don't think Golden State's the spot to do that. Like I think that experiment might work against like the Houston teams and like the Minnesota clubs, and I think that's why Denver is trying it. They're like, we can't beat Minnesota. We need an answer for Minnesota. But I don't think they do that tonight. So, no, I think it's Bruce Brown and maybe some Peyton Watson, and that's probably it.
Golden State then. Steph Curry, $9,000, your top price guy on that team. Jimmy Butler looked fantastic at $7,400.
Dude, 16 for 16 from the foul line. Like it was
31
finals again.
5, 4, a steal, and all the free throws, man.
35 minutes.
Yeah. Which again, Kerr like, but he did let the main starters play minutes in that game.
He did.
Because to your point, they can't be in the play-in game. They have to win. They have to win regular season games this year. So, Curry, Butler, Green, Pajemski, Kuminga, all of them pods a little less, but the other four were good. It's a good matchup against Denver since they're home. Like I like them that they're home and not on the road in Denver in this spot.
Yep.
Hard not to again just auto plug in Jimmy Butler at $7,400 and Kuminga at 58, and just hope you get a motivated Jimmy night and not like a guy that's out there playing for the day off. So
for sure. I also think like could be one of the better Curry spots.
Okay.
In terms of like small slate ownership.
As I say, I don't think no one's really getting to him because he's 9K. He's still 30%. Like the majority of the field is 30%, but like, he's not 50%.
Well, so like if you went Jokic Curry, and Curry was anywhere in the same vicinity as SGA, you win with your Steph Curry lineup.
Yeah, because Shai is $1,500 more expensive and 20% more ownership.
So, and I think that this, like, obviously I understand Christian Brown's going to be chasing him around. That doesn't matter sometimes. Like when Steph gets off, like he gets off. He had a relatively like really pedestrian game for Steph Curry. 4 assists, 1 rebound. This is a guy who was 24, 6 and 5 last year, essentially. And shot the ball fine.
4 stocks is uncharacteristic.
4 stocks is a little uncharacteristic, but like 14 shots, like Steph is a guy who you could see 20 shot attempts from in this game environment. I like Steph as the contrarian spend up quite a bit tonight. I have basically come to grips with my 2-game strategy, John, and I exclusively am following to this. I am picking a team and I have basically game stacked. Like I'm not trying to balance games anymore.
Yeah.
Because I think like on a small slate, if you just hit the lottery on one of the teams, you win. Like I think Golden State is probably that team for me tonight. OKC is the easy answer. I'm going to stack OKC because they're cheap. But I really like Curry, Butler, Draymond, Kuminga, like a lot tonight. I don't think there's a lot else to like. Hield is going to play mid-20s, low to mid-20s minutes. Obviously, he has a GPP ceiling.
Yep.
Horford's really hard to get to if he's only playing 20 minutes. We saw Will Richard play more than Gary Payton the other day. So, like, all that stuff is, like, really hard to get to. I know Kerr played 11, but the key was that the starters just played 28-plus minutes. So, I really, really like the Warriors in tournaments today, just basically because of their ownership. And I think, like, you can play 3 starters here, Curry included, and not a lot of people are doing it. So, I that's basically been my strategy since last year. I had a couple of takedowns on the 2-game slates, including like, I think my biggest takedown of the year last year. I literally with the Warriors on that slate too. I didn't forget it, but that's basically my 2-game strategy. I'm stacking and, bits and pieces from the other parts, but if I end up with just Jokic tonight on Denver, I'm not mad about that because that means my strategy was followed how I like it.
All right. Well, Jokic will plug in here. We'll give you guys a core lineup. We appreciate y'all tuning in with us. Extra QT says he loves Cam Johnson today.
It's Russian roulette with all those Denver Wings, right? Like they're just going to rotate who has a good game and who has a bad game.
I mentioned Wiggins is going to be likely the highest rostered player today. Not currently is.
Yeah, as he should be, especially if what we're projecting him to be a starter.
So we got that there. How much? I mean, you said you like being a little different, so we go Kuminga then.
Yeah.
Power forward.
Yep.
Okay. Are you going Steph or are you going SGA?
I mean,
because we go SGA, we have $4,500 a play.
Now I don't think it's hard to play.
It's not. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not difficult to get there, right? So,
in this scenario, you're probably playing like Mitchell and or Huff. You're probably gonna use like Lou Dort as well. He's a $4,300 starter, right? Like,
yeah, and could just be asked to do more today.
Yeah, and he just missed shots. Like, yeah, Gabriel, I don't hate Furphy. Like, he's not gonna like project well because we don't really know what the rotation is gonna look like basically for Indiana. Because Rick Carlisle, if you guys have watched us at all, we call him the mad scientist. He is cooking something up at all times, right? Sure. Furphy is a super athletic kid who had a really good preseason before the little ankle sprain. So yeah, he could firmly be in the rotation. They could also call in Ben Shepherd to play extra run. They could play Talon Peter tonight or Ray J. Dennis because they don't have a backup point guard.
Right.
Those guys could be the backup point guard tonight, So there's a lot of different directions they could go. And that's why, like, if you're playing MME, it's easier to get to guys like Furphy.
Yeah.
If you're playing single entry or, entering in a couple lineups, it gets tougher, I'd say. Like I told you, like Barnheiser is a guy that I'd be interested in. But I'm not confident that Barnheiser is going to even
play
sniff like a second rotation, So yeah, like Furphy's fine, but like you play Furphy and you just got to tell yourself, I am ready to be let down tonight.
Again, we played the other night a 2-game slate. We played Jake LaRavia. We played a bunch of guys. Last night, Jalen Tyson was 38% in DraftKings, 10 fantasy points.
Yeah,
those happen with those value guys. I just put a full lineup together. Obviously, this is stacking the Thunder, which I think is going to be super. Is a super
popular,
super chalky way to go.
Yep.
Get Huff in there, gives you Mathurin. Hopefully, you see Dort on Siakam, and that allows Mathurin to sort of have himself a good night. There's $500 left over. You could play around with that as well. Draymond Green fits into that build if you wanted to go there. Could get a little bit cheaper, go Christian Brown, and maybe move up off somebody. But just to kind of look at where you want to go. Getting Jokic and SGA, I would say a double spend up of some level, including Jokic, is your chalk build tonight.
Yeah.
You can definitely go more fair and balanced, as Grande said, where Jokic is the only guy up over 10K you play, and you play a bunch of 9K and under plays and go in that route here as well. So again, just 2 games for you guys. We do appreciate everyone who stops in. If you want to hit that like, share, and subscribe button, it's a free way to support the work we do here over at Fantasy Alarm. If you guys are interested in becoming a member of the Fantasy Alarm family, though, we still have the NBA 20 promo going on. That is 20% off both the monthly and the annual subscription package. Go to fantasyalarm.com/win, select either monthly or annual. Use promo code NBA20. You take 20% off. The annual subscription is already 40% off the monthly cost. So basically, you're getting 60% off the annual subscription package. The links to those are in the description if you want to go ahead, or you can go to fantasyalarm.com/win. Again, check that out. You got our playbook, our ownership, our lineup optimizer, all of our tools, not just for the NBA, though. That's all sports. So you can get tonight's NFL DFS content, all of our best bets for all sports, our NFL DFS playbook and optimizer for the regular slates, NHL DFS. We got a great NHL DFS content out there. So plenty of stuff in the all-pro package. That's fantasyalarm.com/win. But promo code NBA20 will save you the 20% off the monthly or the annual subscription package there. Cam the man with the question: do you guys like Gordon and Murray or Chet and Braun more?
Gordon or Murray, Chet, Christian Brown. I mean, I like the.
You like the game of Denver Golden State better.
I like the second game. So, like, I think I would lean the Gordon Murray because, you know, Cam the man watches us every day. He knows we know he's playing Jokic. So, like, you're basically stacking Denver in that scenario. I like that.
Your bet here is just that Murray is a better Robin than Chet is to SGA, right? Like they're both the number 2 options. So if Murray outscores Chet and Chet had 28 on opening night, granted double overtime, then you probably win that battle because it wouldn't shock me if Gordon and Brown were very similar in fantasy points tonight. It's your bet. Does Murray beat Chet? Chet's actually more expensive too, so obviously you're saving a little cash going to Murray there.
Yeah, and obviously to the Chet argument, they're shorthanded.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just down a bunch of guys.
I would lean the Chet side. I'm very bullish on Chet tonight.
You also are bullish on Christian Brown. You like Christian Brown a lot.
Truth. Also bullish on Christian Brown. I like them both.
I'll go with the Chet side because they're so short. They're already so shorthanded of like legit rotation. They're down 4.
What's the I assume you know off the top hand. What's the Chet usage on game 1?
The Chet usage in game 1. I mean, it's like 23% since last year.
Yeah.
With all those guys out, I'll get you Chet usage in game 1
because he was so good in that first quarter. Like he scored all their points basically in the first half.
He was 25%.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty good.
Over a fantasy point per minute. SGA obviously 37. AJ Mitchell 37.
Yeah, I can't believe what SGA got to after the first half that he had, but
yeah, he also had an extra 10 minutes to do it without Amen Thompson on the floor, you know.
True. All right, guys, we do appreciate you tuning in. Again, we'll have the preview show tonight. Big slate tomorrow. We'll have a live stream for that as well. Good luck with your lineups tonight. Get in that Discord, and we'll catch you guys later.